It's the junior Yamaha class, and this has been one that I've been looking forward to because we've got some young up-and-coming racers that are really going to feature in New Zealand motorsport in the upcoming years, Tony.
Yeah, you're sort of the junior drivers, 12 to 17 years old, and some of them certainly on that cusp of getting their road car licence and jumping into a race car as well. So these certainly are the ones which you'll be reading about in Speed Sport in the next couple of years, and Formula V Mini or Formula Ford, Suzuki Swift, you know, any one of those options.
James Penrose out to the early lead. His older brother Matt, former New Zealand Kartsport champion, has been racing in the New Zealand Formula Ford Championship for the last couple of seasons. Very good young racer out of Christchurch. He won the pre-final from Aaron Maher and Josh Drysdale. Maher, the new track record holder here at the ZM Raceway for the junior Yamaha class. And Tony, we talk about competitive fields. 29 karts after qualifying, covered by 1 second.
Yeah, that's it's pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? Most people from the race car industry will be looking at this and thinking, how possible is it? But proof's in the pudding is right here, Jamie.
So from the junior restricted class, you go to junior restricted KT100, restricted engines running at about 10 horsepower, unrestricted with the tuned pipes is the 90. Just runs a little bit wide off track there, Jordan Hart, and I think his race is over. They're probably putting out about, what, 17, 18 horsepower as we have a look at this replay.
Yeah, Jordan is, you can see he's throwing a chain there. He sort of got driven up on the curb, and that certainly hurt him, and that'll be his race over, which is a shame for young Jordan.
77, Jaden Dodge was involved in that as well. So, yeah, around that sort of 17 to 18 horsepower mark for these unrestricted KT100 Yamahas.
Yeah, so you've got about a 7 to 8 horsepower gain simply through a head gasket and an exhaust pipe, and obviously taking a clutch off. So very versatile little motor, because these boys will take this motor through to Yamaha Light, and it's the same spec.
10 there, Tom Alexander, one of the most travelled young racers in New Zealand. Hayden Pedersen in behind in the 38. He's another young driver that's really been improving over the last 12 months. He's gone up the inside of Alexander at Clubhouse 4 position. 61, Jaden Hardy just ahead of them in the Cosmic Chassis. There's the 67 of Reed Harker. Reed's dad, Mike Harker, former New Zealand midget racer on the dirt. Not a lot of racing experience for Reed, but he's done a fantastic job this weekend.
Yes, he certainly has done, Jamie. Only talking about 2 years of race experience here and straight into JRs. Hasn't had that advance through cadets, and had a good run at CIK, and he's doing a really solid job here.
The one to watch is Ari Hutton from towards the tail of the field after that DNF in the pre-final. The reigning KF3 national champ. KF3 title will be in part 2 of the coverage of the Quality in 2010 New Zealand Sprint Nationals.
You watch young Hayden Pedersen. He's done a lot of miles down here too. He's pretty much, you can call him a local. He does all the Gold Star events, and they travel around their little camper van, and the proof's in the pudding here with his results.
Based out of Rotorua, the RE Steel Construction, number 38. Kart 91 racing out of Mount Wellington. That's Callum Quinn. Another young driver with a lot of laps under his belt over many years in New Zealand kart sport.
And certainly would probably win the award for probably the tallest junior Yamaha driver of the weekend.
I can't believe how much some of these kids have grown. I haven't seen them for 12 or 18 months. Scotty Manson working his way through there with a nice pass through the infield. Kart number 84 out of Christchurch. He's another young racer that's been racing in the New Zealand Formula Ford Championship this year. James Penrose just looks like he's got the control out in front here at the moment, Tony.
Yeah, he's certainly settled down. Once again, he's a very similar job to young Thomas Ingram. He's out by himself, hasn't got anyone to chase, but doing a very solid job.
Very, very smooth young racer running the Arrow chassis. And that's one of the other things up for grabs over the weekend. There is a battle between the chassis manufacturers for overall honours.
Yeah, there always has been, similar to any other sort of motorsport. We've got our Manufacturers' Cup, and like you said, we've got 16 odd brands well represented across the board, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
And there's Ari Hutton working his way through towards, and probably inside the top 10 now as the 32 goes around. Andy Schofield. A horror weekend for the Tokoroa youngster. As Hutton goes down the inside of Quinn just up ahead, there's Schofield going around in the Monaco chassis.
It's unheard of. It looks like he might have spun off. We're not too sure there, Jamie. There's bound to be another story behind it, because he's a fairly experienced young driver, and they don't simply spin off like that.
Another one of the Monaco drivers in troubles. That was Reece Tinney in the 20. Another one that you would have to factor in the results at the end of the weekend. Scotty Manson returning to Kartsport, another driver running the Monaco chassis. And this is the derivative of the Arrows out of Australia?
Yep, very much so. You've got plenty of manufacturers out there which manufacture a subsidiary brand. You know, CRG do it with GP Kart and what have you. Tony Kart do it with Cosmic, and Arrow and Melbourne do it with Monaco.
Yellows out through the infield. 11, Aaron Maher under pressure from Hayden Pedersen. I think the 61 of Jaden Hardy, the new track record holder. No, in saying that, Storming through, you can just see there the 12 of Ari Hutton. He's just set the new track record to the 33.269, so he's taken another 10th off the track record at this stage of the weekend. That's stunning.
Yeah, that's certainly. You've got a good setup cart right there, Jamie. He's come from the back. He's still doing a lot of passing, and the cart's still going fast.
So Hutton working his way forward. He's got by the 10 of Tom Alexander, the Super Freight number 12 Tony cart. And Tony's probably better known in Europe for the cart that Michael Schumacher races when he does compete in Kartsport in Europe.
Yeah, very much so, Jamie. Schumacher's got his own Tony kart team, which he runs, and very successful to boot too.
So Hutton on a charge. James Penrose, though, just controlling the pace out front. He's just stringing consistent laps together. Cart looks a little bit twitchy, maybe just a little bit gripped up.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit of a bounce, and you certainly notice it through that section of turns there where the rubber is getting laid down. Little 28mm cart certainly getting a hiding.
James Penrose from Christchurch. He's controlling it out in front. He knows he's done it. The checkered flag flies. James Penrose picks up the NZ1 crown for 2010 in the junior Yamaha class. New Plymouth's Aaron Mars second, and Rotorua's Hayden Pedersen in third. Penrose with the victory from Mar and Pedersen. Jaden Hardy fourth. A storming drive for Murray Hutton from the rear of the grid to fifth ahead of Scotty Manson.
James, couldn't have gone any better this weekend, could it?
No, not at all. You know, we weren't so quick at the start of the day, and then, Dad made a few changes, and then, we just started going a lot quicker. So, yeah, well, it was great.
It was a hard race. I was not really on the pace the whole weekend, and we were sort of struggling. But we couldn't keep up with James. James deserves that #1 plate. He was just so quick this weekend. I have to say Aaron was real quick as well, and we were struggling, and I just got a little bit on the back of him, and then he towed us along all the way down the straights. I just didn't have enough to get past him.
Aaron, that was a great drive.
Oh yeah, thank you. It was quite hard. Like Hayden said, we couldn't keep up with James, and yeah, we're just slightly off the pace, so it was pretty good.